Hey everyone, and welcome back to today's Explainer. We're exploring a story today that is just, wow, absolutely incredible. It's almost unbelievable, honestly. We're talking about totally defying physical limitations, breaking through rigid systemic barriers, and literally redefining what it means to reach the absolute pinnacle of your dreams. This is the journey of Dr. Ganesh Baraiya. And this isn't just your standard medical success story. No, it's a massive testament to the sheer, unbreakable force of the human spirit. If you've ever felt like the deck was stacked against you, well, this explainer is definitely going to change your perspective. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive right into this. 72%. Now, this isn't a test score, and it's certainly not a success rate. This number actually represents the severe locomotor disability that a young boy from Gujarat, India was born with. I mean, just imagine entering the world where, from literally day one, your physical mobility is restricted by 72%. For most people, a number like that might define their entire existence, right? Kind of setting a hard ceiling on what they could ever hope to achieve. But as you'll see, for Ganesh, this number wasn't a ceiling at all. It was just the starting line.
Section 1. An extraordinary boy.
So to truly understand this journey, we've got to start right at the beginning, in a tiny, modest village called Gorky, over in the Bhavnagar district of Gujarat. Ganesh was born into a family with 7 daughters, but right from the get-go, his path was radically different. The physical realities of his childhood were, well, they were stark. He was born with a disproportionately large head and a body that simply didn't grow at a normal rate, eventually capping out at a height of just 3 feet. In fact, until he was about 4 or 5 years old, he couldn't walk, and he couldn't even speak. Now, where the outside world might have looked at him and seen nothing but insurmountable limitations and medical impossibilities, his family did something entirely different. They didn't pity him, not at all. Through medicine, prayer, and just this immense, unconditional love, they showered him with support. They chose to focus entirely on the boy himself, rather than the physical constraints.
Section 2, Choosing Education Over Money.
Now, what's really interesting about this next part is as Ganesh grew, his unique physical appearance unfortunately started attracting the wrong kind of attention. One day, this circus company actually approached his father, Vitabai. They looked at Ganesh, saw a spectacle, and offered the family a whopping 5 lakh rupees in cash to just take the boy away and have him perform in the circus. And you've got to keep in mind, for a modest family living in a rural village, 5 lakh rupees, that was a totally life-altering amount of money. But his father's dignity was absolutely unshakable. He looked those circus men in the eye and flatly refused. He said, "My son is not an object to be sold. I'm going to educate him." And wow, that single decision completely changed the trajectory of Ganesh's life forever.
And you know what? Educate him? They absolutely did. Ganesh started his primary education in the nearby village of Davli, and despite the daily physical challenges of simply, navigating a school environment that's built for average-sized people, Ganesh totally thrived. He didn't just scrape by, he excelled, scoring a brilliant A2 grade in his 10th standard exams. Realizing his own academic potential, he made this bold choice for his future and enrolled in the really rigorous 11th and 12th grade science stream at Neelkanth Vidyapith in Talaja. He was systematically proving his capabilities to everyone. It was pure mind over matter.
It was actually during his time at Neelkanth Vidyapith that Ganesh met a mentor who would completely crystallize his life's ambition. His school principal, Dr. Dalpat Kataria. He saw right past that 3-foot frame and recognized a truly brilliant mind. Dr. Kataria told him this exact quote, and it's powerful. "If you become a doctor, millions will be inspired not by your height, but by your life." Talk about incredible foreshadowing, right? It planted this ultimate dream of medicine directly into Ganesh's mind. And from that exact moment on, he wasn't just studying to pass tests anymore. He was studying to heal.
Section 3. Rejected by the system.
Armed with this massive dream, Ganesh poured literally everything into his studies. In 2018, he actually passed the highly competitive NEET exam, which, for those who don't know, is the absolute gateway to medical colleges in India. He proved his intellectual merit without a shadow of a doubt. But just as he thought he was crossing the finish line, he slammed into a massive bureaucratic wall. When he applied for MBBS admission under the physically handicapped category, he got hit with the MCI rejection. The Medical Council of India outright denied his application. And why? Well, because they determined that his physical disability made him unfit to study medicine, even though he had entirely cleared the academic requirements of the NEET exam. It was just a devastating, heartbreaking setback. The cold, rigid rules of the system were threatening to entirely crush his hard-earned medical dreams with a single keystroke.
Section 4. The Supreme Court Battle.
But as you can probably guess, Ganesh completely refused to let a piece of paper dictate his destiny. He didn't just quietly give up and go home. With the help of his mentors, he pushed back hard. Let's move to this timeline and see how this builds, because this personal struggle quickly escalated into a monumental David versus Goliath legal battle for fundamental educational rights. I mean, the timeline reads like a high-stakes legal thriller. First, he passes NEET in 2018. Then boom, comes the rejection. They immediately take the case to the Gujarat High Court, but they lose there. Now time is seriously running out because the medical admission process is wrapping up. But they do not stop. They take it all the way up to the absolute highest authority in the land, the Supreme Court of India. And finally, on October 22, 2018, a historic judgment is delivered. The Supreme Court rules in Ganesh's favor, explicitly stating his disability cannot stop him. By August 2019, the doors are officially forced wide open, and he is admitted to the Government Medical College in Bhavnagar.
Now, fighting a case all the way up to the Supreme Court, that requires immense resources that, frankly, a modest village family simply did not have. When his father admitted they just couldn't afford the lawyers, his school, Nilkanth Vidyapith, and his mentor, Dr. Kataria, stepped right in. They provided complete financial and moral backing. They basically told the family, do not worry about the money. And this is so crucial because it brilliantly shows that while Ganesh's willpower was definitely the engine, the community's unwavering support was the fuel required to take on the highest court in the country.
Section 5. Healing and inspiring others.
So let's fast forward through years of grueling study, countless exams, long nights poring over anatomy books, and rigorous hospital rotations. We arrive at the year 2025. The boy who was once told he was physically incapable of practicing medicine officially earns the title of doctor. But here's the thing. Dr. Baraiya didn't just stop at personal success. His impact on society right now is immense. He actively works with the Manaftani Mahak Foundation to provide education for children living in slums. He campaigns for organ donation awareness alongside Dr. Yashdev. He dedicates his medical expertise to treating malnourished kids. He just understands so deeply that true success is only really fully realized when it's used to bring light into the lives of others who are struggling.
So, the crucial point is, where is he today? Well, Dr. Ganesh Baraiya currently serves as a bonded medical officer and RMO in the pediatric department at Surteed General Hospital in Bhavnagar. Think about that for a second. Every single day he puts on that white coat, walks those hospital corridors, and treats his patients. He is a living, breathing refutation of the system that tried to reject him. He is out there proving the medical council wrong every single day simply through his action and his service.
And amidst all this incredible public service, he totally hasn't forgotten where he came from. There's a beautifully touching personal detail from our sources that I have to share. Dr. Baraiya is currently using his hard-earned salary as a doctor to finish building a proper, solid home for his family back in his village. It's this long-delayed dream that got put on hold for years due to their financial constraints. He is literally single-handedly lifting his family up, returning all that incredible love and support they gave him when he was just a little boy who couldn't even walk.
Naturally, an incredible journey like this couldn't just remain a local secret for long, right? It gained massive national recognition. On August 12, 2026, Dr. Baraiya appeared on the national stage, taking the hot seat on Kaun Banage Crorepati, which is India's version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And the legendary host, Amitabh Bachchan, looked right at him and stated on national television that it was a profound privilege just to host him. I mean, what a moment. It was the ultimate validation, broadcasting his unbelievable story of struggle and triumph into millions of living rooms all across the country. And this brilliantly illustrates a famous Gujarati proverb that his life perfectly embodies. Height is not of the body, but of dreams. Think about it. A man who stands only 3 feet tall casts a shadow larger than systemic bureaucracy, larger than societal prejudices, and way larger than the physical limitations of his own genetics. He proves once and for all that human potential is entirely untethered from our physical dimensions.
So we've just seen a man who couldn't even walk until he was 5 years old take on the Supreme Court to become a doctor. He absolutely refused to let a 72% physical disability dictate his life's altitude. So, I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought to take away from today's explainer. Look at the barriers in your own life right now. What limitations, whether they're real or just perceived, are you letting hold back your dreams? Thank you so much for exploring this incredible story with me today, and I'll